Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome back to EndoCysterz. Second episode-ish. It's gonna be more of a shorter clip, but that's okay. I'm here with Beth, my
Hi,
bestie. And welcome to my living room. You know, we record in the basement, now we're recording in this room. Because it's all about comfort from our couch.
That's right. Like to keep it cozy, keep
Yep.
it comfy. That's what we're all about.
Yep. Coffee.
Yeah.
So we are here today to talk about PCOS. And for those of you who do not know what that is, it is Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. And we both have it. Mine has been confirmed. Hers has not, but a lot of symptoms line up with her.
Well, actually,
it's weird. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna just dive right in. I'm gonna let Beth tell you a little bit about it, tell you about her experience, and we're gonna talk a little bit about being able to find doctors that take health insurance and how it should be more. There should be more doctors readily available and specialists,
like
yeah,
too.
like a lot of
Yeah, I
resources.
think we need more resources.
It's sad because, and you can't even get in. Like, you'll call a doctor and it's like, okay, well, I have something April 2026.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll just deal with everything until
Yep,
then. And
no
figure
big
it
deal.
out. Yeah, I'll do this alone until
Yeah.
then.
It's terrible. But yeah, so go ahead, Bethela.
Yeah, so my experience, I think how it started was I would get like facial hair.
Okay.
So they call it, I think it's hirsutism or something.
Yep.
I don't even know how to pronounce it. So I'd get hair like all around my chin and my neck. I still
Which is the
experience
hormonal area.
Yes. So I've been dealing with that since I was like, I'm probably in my early 20s.
Okay.
And I didn't know what it was for a long time, and I would talk to my mom about it, and we just didn't know, you know, so I just managed I'd always just like pluck and wax and do things to like get rid of it. I never knew where it came from. And it was probably like a couple of years later, my mom's like, what if it's like something hormonal? Like maybe you should go to a doctor and get checked out. I went to the gynecologist late, so I didn't go until probably around that time. So go early, you know, especially when you're a teenager, like that's a really important time to go and get checked out. Because, you know, maybe you do have things going on and, you know, you don't know. And you could potentially have a doctor help you find it. So
and weigh your options. Don't just jump into whatever they say. Let them tell you, let them talk to you. And then if you feel you need to do your own research, that's fine.
Or get second opinion too. You know, even if you need to get a second opinion and see a couple of people, you know, to figure out what's going on, that's okay too. And you want to find something that you're comfortable with too, and that you can discuss these issues. It's something that's going to validate your feelings and what you're going through. So I waited a really long time to try to find help before I even did that. A primary doctor, and I tell them like my concerns. You know, I have like facial hair, and that was like the biggest concern. Honestly, I didn't have a lot of other things going on. Like you know, when I have my period, I usually, you know, I PMS. I feel like kind of what I think is regular. You know, I get cramps. You know, my boobs get super sore. Yeah, so that's like some of the stuff that I would deal with. But the main concern for me was like just figuring out why I was getting this facial hair. So at the time I didn't, you know, I would Google, like, you know, don't Google, right? But I'm like, I would Google like why, you know, facial hair happens, and I would always hear about PCOS. I'm like, okay, like, so when I went to my primary, you know, I said to them, like, I suspect maybe I have this, I'm not sure, but just based on some of the things. And so they, you know, I get recommended to go see, you know, gynecologist, and I go, and she was like, made me feel comfortable. She was great, you know, whatever. But I also like, I'd never been to one. I didn't really know what to expect.
It's so awkward.
Yeah, it is like strange person.
Yeah,
you
and they're
don't know. Hi,
sticking
nice
this
to meet
fucking
you.
metal thing up
Yeah,
your
I'm sticking
hoo-ha.
my fingers up you, and
I'm gonna check your ovaries and your cervix.
Yep,
Like, this shit
and I'm
we
just
go
like,
through.
okay, like I'm just gonna sit here in this thing.
Yep, and your feet are in the like pedestal. I don't even know what they're called. Like the things, you know, women. You know,
Yeah,
you know what it is.
You know the things.
It's mortifying.
And she's doing her thing, whatever. And it was like a while ago. This was probably back, I think I was back in like 2018, 17, 18 maybe.
Yeah, so
I
like
want to say
7 years.
that I got like actually diagnosed like you know, through
Yeah.
her. And yeah, and like I don't know, I don't really remember like too much. They did blood work, and that was like another way, I guess, that they told, you know, they figured it out. At the time, I think, yeah, sometimes I had missed periods. Like now I'm kind of regular.
Yep.
But for like a while, like sometimes it just wouldn't come.
Me too.
Or
Yep.
I never had
or I'd get it for longer periods of time.
See that, I usually wouldn't get it for too long, but it'd be super heavy. Like I'd have to wear a tampon, a pad. I would bleed through, like bleed overnight.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, that was
that.
a lot of that.
I remember that. I don't miss that at
all. Not at all. So then, they do the blood tests, all this and that. And I never had like an x-ray or anything. So there's different ways that they diagnose PCOS. And I think like that's one of them. If you have
the transvaginal ultrasounds.
Okay. Yeah. That's
how I got diagnosed.
They can do like the x-ray to see if you have cysts. So I've not done that. That's like kind of like a next step that I would like to do. I think that's important information to have.
Absolutely.
And to help me like manage. And then if you have like facial hair or like just hair in irregular areas of your body, I get like hair on my stomach, which I think some women that like don't have it can have it.
I mean, I'm Italian. I'm
I know.
hairy,
I'm like,
so
I'm Italian too. So I just we're hairy.
Gotta maintain that shit.
And then I think I don't know if there's any other ways that they do it. And PCOS wears different hats. So for like everybody, it's different. A lot of women that have PCOS struggle with diabetes, heart disease, depression, anxiety, weight gain, infertility, not being able to have children. A lot of women struggle with that.
Ovarian cysts,
which
are excruciating.
I think, one thing that I don't know, they can go away. They can come and go, right?
They burst, yeah.
They burst. So I don't know.
So sometimes, like, depending on the size of the actual cyst, depends on the level of pain. Some people don't even know that they have cysts and they have no idea. Like, they might just bleed a little bit extra, or like if they have sex, they could bleed too.
So what happened to me
they
before?
Could pop it.
Like after sex one time, I had super bad pain after. Like I remember going pee afterwards, and I'm sitting on the toilet.
Sitting on the toilet.
And then all of a sudden, I get this like excruciating pain to the point where I'm like, I think I need to go to a fucking hospital now.
That sounds like a cyst.
Yeah, and like all of a sudden it just goes away. So
because
I'm like,
and like they say, like depending like the level, like it'll either be instant relief, like after you go through that excruciating pain.
I was fine. Completely.
Or it can last for like a few days. Mine lasts for a few days. I've been hospitalized 3 times with them.
My God.
And like there's nothing, nothing they can do for it either. They just like give you a bunch of pain meds, which is great because then you don't feel the pain. But I mean, the last time I had one that burst was during the pandemic. And I was too afraid to go to the hospital because I didn't want to go by myself. So I just, got in the shower and dealt with it and you just breathe the pain.
That must have been so terrible.
It's worse than childbirth. I can say that because I've had a child. It's pretty similar to kidney stones, the pain. I've had that too. My body's all fucked up. We're working on it though. 2024 is going to be the year.
Yes, it's a healing year.
But But all of that's related too, and you don't know until you do the research about it. Like,
unless you're having like these,
unless you're having these experiences. I never knew what anything was, and I didn't even think like that I could, get these things after having a hysterectomy. But I still have my ovaries, so even though I don't go through a cycle, I still go through a cycle. I just don't bleed anymore. Though my ovaries probably look like prunes. So. Which is fine. It's totally fine. I can't wait to take those out. Woo!
Yeah, right? Almost there, right, too?
5 years.
Yeah.
5 more years.
Yep. It'll go by like that.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Happy 40th birthday. Let's take your ovaries.
Yeah,
and put them in little jars.
Yep. And then we'll have a nice celebration.
Yes.
That'll be great.
We're going somewhere.
So after going to the doctor, I basically here's a pamphlet. You get a pamphlet about PCOS, which has all just not really any new information, nothing I haven't found in Google, right? Dr. Google.
Google.
I get a pamphlet and they stick me on birth control. And they're like, this is going to help your symptoms. And I'm like, great. I don't want to deal with this. Whatever I have to do to not deal with this hair. And again,
obviously that would probably make you self-conscious a little bit.
Oh my God,
yeah,
so much so. I hated taking pictures. If you go on my social media, you're probably not going to find a ton of pictures. And I don't like to edit shit. I don't edit. So, if I see a picture and it had it, I just wouldn't. But now I'm kind of just it is what the fuck it is. Over time, you learn that self-love, and it's hard. It's been such a fucking journey, especially I feel like your mental health. It affects your mental health.
Oh
and like
my goodness.
lots of times I feel like for me it's like so subconscious, I don't even realize that I'm just like trucking through, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, like what's going on?
Yeah. Are you
so
an emotional person?
Oh god,
like,
I'm
on your
so
period?
emotional. Yeah. Like, so before I get, I'm super fucking spacey. I'm very forgetful. I'm like all fucking over the place. Like literally, especially at work. I'm like, I'm in the middle of this. Okay, now I need, like, I can't even like finish a task. I managed to get shit done. But I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking all over the place. I'm forgetful. I'm definitely like moody and like bitchy.
I was gonna say,
to like withdraw and reserve a lot more.
A fucking bitch.
Yeah, Jane knows. Like usually I'm like, I'm gonna get my period. He's like, ooh.
Yeah. I used to be so mean, and I felt so bad. But I mean, you're walking around in so much pain.
Yeah, it's so, yeah, like,
and nobody gets it.
Last night, for example, like yesterday was not a good day. The day started out okay, like I was fine, but then I just was like I just felt terrible. Like my whole body just ached and hurt. Like my whole area, like from like here all the way down and like back up. Like my whole just upper body was just terrible. Like
and you men love these boobs.
Right.
And you know what?
Yeah, you can't touch them.
You can't touch them. They hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Like
it's not as bad now. Like they still get sore, but before, like years ago, like I would take off my bra and it would hurt. Like taking off my bra, literally, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, mine's
still.
That's
like,
how I know I'm going through like my cycle, because
that's how I started
I don't
to learn.
bleed anymore.
Yep, I started to
my
learn.
boobs, and they swell.
Oh yeah, I feel like
I'm like sitting like this, and then my boobs are coming out on the side. You know, the chicken wings or whatever they're called. Right. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, they're just like all over the place.
Why would anybody who made us go through this shit? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
it sucks.
Why? Like, I have so many questions for the universe. That's a whole other conversation we were having. But like, why? Why do we have to go through all of this bullshit?
Yeah,
it's fucking bullshit. Insane. And I don't know if you saw Meg's stories, but she just gave an update about how her surgery date has been booked and how she's 30, and like, she's sad because she's 30.
Yeah, it's so young to have to.
Yeah, she's about to have 3 major organs removed from her body. Yeah, obviously there are 3 major organs to the female body, but still, she's gonna feel that loss in her body, and it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Editing me here, just to add to that, surgery date is booked for February 21st. We have the pre-op appointment on February 1st, and that will be one of the vlogs that we'll put out here. It's kind of like the pre-op questions, everything about that, and then the actual surgery itself and recovery and what that's like. So can't wait to be on the other side of things, giving you an update.
Poor thing.
I know.
We're gonna get her through it.
Yeah,
though.
we're here to
be
support
there.
you, Meg. We love you so much. And you're like the reason that we.
Yeah, you came up with all of this.
So
like,
we have, it's your fucking birth control.
Birth
and
control.
like that just, I don't want to live like that. Like I need to go and puke and do it quietly so nobody can fucking hear. Like that was not.
Or how
fun.
they would tell you to like double up so that you could skip your period if you were going somewhere. Like how could that be healthy?
I'm like that doesn't.
Like,
I never did shit like that.
I did it once.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, this is terrible.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe it might have helped with like that. I don't know. I mean, honestly, it didn't make it go away. That's for sure. Like it didn't help anything 100%. Anything that it might have helped was
it just
like,
really masked it.
Yeah, and that was exactly it. It was kind of just masked it, and I felt like it just made me like crazy, and I didn't realize it. Like I just was like super moody and just like. I just felt like a dark cloud. I just like didn't feel like myself and didn't know why for like a really long time. So eventually like it was time to like go see the doctor and renew it and do all that shit. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that shit. And I just like never went back. And I think I just kind of was like,
turned off a little bit.
Yeah, like I was. And not like, I'm totally not like placing blame on the doctor.
No.
Like I think they did the best that they could, and maybe I didn't.
They also
whatever.
do the best they can with what they know.
Exactly. So it's like if you're not specialized in that and you're not educated, like you might not know. And I think again it takes for me, showing up. That's half the battle. But so I just was like, I don't want to be on birth control, and obviously like that's what my doctor is going to be recommending for me. Like I don't know, they didn't really discuss any options. Like when I got diagnosed, like that was pretty much the option. It was like birth control. Like which one do you want to go on? Those were kind of the options. It wasn't like, okay, like let's look at your lifestyle and see what you can do. Or here, like, you should go see this person, you should go see this specialist or maybe this nutritionist or whatever, to help you. And so, yeah, I think subconsciously, again, I kind of just was like, nah, whatever, I'm going to figure this out and I'll heal on my own, whatever. And, like I said earlier, like, my symptoms are, super crazy, but like when it happens, it's like a couple of days of just like misery. And I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. Yeah, like I just want to lay in bed. And that's, even last night I slept from like 8:30 a.m. to like 8:39.
I thought she like,
yeah,
I was like, are you
like multiple text messages? Like
are you
I
good?
checked, I think like the earliest text message I had was like 8:09 or something. And like I just was like sleeping. Yeah. Because I just didn't want to like feel like I just didn't want to feel the pain. I just wanted to like let my body rest too. And that's like the other thing too. I really try to just like rest and relax.
And that's like what you should do. It's the best thing. I mean, you're bleeding. Like, yeah, literally.
It feels like somebody's like, when you get those cramps, it feels like somebody's like grabbing your insides. Like it feels like you're being squeezed on the inside. Like it's such a painful.
It's like when men say when they get kicked in the balls, it hurts so bad.
Yes.
Yeah, times that by 10, buddy.
And it keeps happening like over
all
and over
day,
and over. Yeah, like it
for a
stop.
long period of time, prolonged time.
Even last night, I'm like, Jay, you need to do everything. He cooked, he cleaned, he got my heating pad. I'm like, I'm not doing shit. I had to let the neighbor's dog out, so I did go let the neighbor's dog out. And I'm not gonna lie, like honestly, getting up and going outside and getting like the fresh air,
moving your body,
like I didn't even want to admit it. I was gonna say it to Jay, but then I forgot to tell him, like,
nope,
like,
don't want to tell you.
I'm kind of glad that I did have to get up. It like forced me to go up, and I did feel I got like a nice little bit of fresh air, and that helped. But
moving
then
your
I went
body,
back in my bed.
but that's okay though. Moving your body a little bit, light yoga, taking a nap.
Yeah, I definitely do
bath.
like a lot of yoga before when I'm PMSing. I took like a lot of baths because I knew it was coming. Like I obviously I do track it and stuff too.
Heating pad.
Yeah, I had a heating pad. Honestly though, the heating pad kind of like I almost like felt worse for a minute.
Really?
Yeah, like I was like, oh, I don't know. It's like enhanced. Like I can feel it more.
Okay.
But that's not normal. Like usually I use a heating pad. I was fine, but last night it was weird. So I actually ended up putting it on my neck. I think I just had more tension on like my neck. I needed to like have it there because my whole body just hurt. I didn't really know what I needed for a while. So I think that's it. After getting off birth control, I kind of just took it in my own hands. And that's what I wanted to talk about earlier. Like I was saying, like I'm grateful that Liza and Meg decided to start the podcast, because listening to you guys talk last week, like it kind of made me realize, like, wow, like I kind of like. Maybe because I didn't have that support is why I didn't continue going to like find somebody to help me, because I was just like, if I'm going to like the professional, like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to my doctor to help me if they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah,
and like,
you're putting your health in their hands.
Yeah, so I kind of just felt like I didn't really have guidance or whatever. And like anything that I found close to help was like somebody on Instagram, which like that's not really the way to go. Those people just want to sell you their,
because everybody's
their
different
supplements
too,
and
so it's hard.
Different. Exactly. So you need to find somebody that really knows all about it and can like help you. So that's my next step and my next goal. I was telling Liza
you should go see Dr. Foley.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. I was because I was trying to research and find a doctor that's in my network that I can that's a fun insurance part of it all.
Insurance. I paid a lot of shit out of pocket because insurance doesn't cover it, or they don't want to do the testing that you like need, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
Like I found out that I was allergic to gluten from a poop test.
Oh yeah.
Guys, a poop test.
Yep.
Like I've been going to a gastro for freaking 10 years and no one told me like that they could do this testing to figure out what was wrong with me. Like what? It's called the GI map test if you wanted to know about that. We can totally touch base on that because we did the Dutch test. We talked a little bit about that, and then I did the GI map test. So
it makes me want to do all that too, though.
Yeah, it's the Dutch test was so informative. I mean, so was the poop test. I mean, it revealed a lot of shit, but biggest one, gluten, which is an inflammatory, which can add to the symptoms of PCOS and endometriosis. So it kind of all links together. Makes you wonder, like, did people have these problems back in like the 1800s.
Yeah, I do. I wonder. I really do. I wonder
Right?
that all the time. And they say like lots of times it can be genetic.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
hereditary.
Hereditary. Yeah.
Hereditary.
Yep.
And and they say lots of times like if you have it, you probably have a mom or a sister that has it. And my mom or sister don't have it, but I do have a cousin on my dad's side who does have it. So she's the only person that I know of that has it. I don't, I'm not like super close with all of like, my family. So I don't know what their like history is like health wise, but
it's
so
crazy to find out like history and stuff.
Yeah, it really
I did
is.
The BRCA1 and BRCA2 test. It's like a genetic test for breast cancer and ovarian cancer, but I also tested for like 92 other genes that they can test now for. Luckily, I was negative, which is a good thing. My chances of ovarian cancer are slightly higher because my mom had ovarian cancer and passed from it, and typically ovarian cancer is hereditary. It's not, and it was never like in my family at all. A lot of breast cancer runs in my family, and a lot of, well, there's a lot: colon, lung, bone, whatever. It's a whole line. But I was negative. But yeah, so it's just a little bit higher than like normal. I think it's like a 15% chance, which is exactly why I'm going to remove my ovaries at 40 because
take care of that.
Who the fuck needs that? And I would totally take them out now, but then I would have to go into menopause and take hormonal shots, and I am good with that. Thank you.
Give yourself a little more time with that.
I'd probably like grow a penis.
That would be interesting.
Dude, I'm telling you, I ain't putting that shit in my body. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, so that's PCOS. I would like to like maybe, talk a little bit more about it another time, bring on like more people, like other people, other women that like experience that, because like it wears a different hat for everybody, like we said, like it's it's totally different for everybody. So it'd be interesting to kind of get some other people on here and have them talk about like what they go through, what they experience.
Their experiences, absolutely.
And if you're hearing this and you have done something that's helped, like please reach out to us and share it. Yeah, definitely. Because
and let us know if you want to come on, because like we love everybody, and we want everybody to feel like they have a voice.
Yes, for sure. You do have a voice. So let it be heard. This is the first time ever that I've gone, I think, publicly.
Yeah, like, she was so nervous before. She was like, no, I'm like, you're going to be fine.
Yeah,
we're just going to talk. Like, that's what this podcast is.
It's
showing up and just talking.
Yeah, exactly. And just letting it be a conversation that you can talk about so that you can like get help and find resources. So
I think Sylvie wants to come say hi.
Yeah, come say hi.
Come on, Mama.
Come on. Yeah. Do you have any like questions or anything? I don't know.
No, I mean,
should, like,
no, I don't really. I think like, well, me and Meg will be filming on Monday. I don't know what the topic's going to be about yet, but we're going to see. But like Beth said, if you're interested in coming on our podcast, please DM us. We'd love to have you. If you're not and you don't want to show face, that's totally fine. You can send us your questions or
absolutely,
send us like topics that you want us to discuss or touch upon. Because we're just here to help. We just want to spread light and love and turn pain into power.
Yeah,
because
baby.
that's what this is all about.
I think. Oh yeah, I have a spread more love shirt on.
See, so fitting
for my girl Juliana.
Woo!
Yeah, spread more love.
So
it's backwards,
fitting.
but
that's okay.
See,
but like
alignment.
That's what it's all about. So we hope you have a great Friday.
Thank you for listening.
And good luck with the snow wherever you are, because we're expecting it. Yeah, I saw the predictions say 6 to 10 inches over here, which I'm fine with. I'm home all weekend, but
I'm not, so
I feel bad for those who won't be.
Yes, that's okay.
So safe travels, everybody. Be safe. Enjoy the snow if you can, and get out there and have some fun. Have a great Friday. Mwah.
Love you.
Love you.